of the first videos I did for you was about ranch guitars, and I had quite a few interesting comments about those because they're not very well known. They're sold principally on the Alan Eden website, and I will do a review on one of the Alan Eden guitars fairly soon as well, because I think there's some interesting quality to be had from that rather interesting distributor. This is a new one from Wrench, and it's an RTG11, and as you can see, it's the sort of concert cutaway. Some people call it auditorium concert cutaway, and it's a really nice articulate guitar. I think it's around $230, probably the same in pounds thanks to Brexit. But this required some setup. I had to do quite a lot of fretwork on it, and the action setup as well. But it's a really nice articulate guitar. It's got nice clarity, not particularly boomy, but it's got nice clear ringing high and mid tones with some bass as well, which obviously you can't get through a camera. You'll have to take my word for it. This one has a beautiful walnut back, and it's all satin finished. Really nice walnut. It's bound, it looks like, with maple. So it's got some really nice wood appointments. The keys on it are sort of a pewter steel. Look quite nice, hold tune very nicely. As you can see, the headstock is also walnut, dark walnut, with sort of a purfled edge. Rather nice design. Some really nice inlay work as well on the fret markers. Really overall nice design. Tortoiseshell pickguard, rosewood bridge, and if I can get the light right for you, it's not going to do it, is it? Rosewood bridge, board, nice, very nice guitar, solid spruce. Top, it looks like it's got a walnut with abalone inlay around the rosette. You know, in this price range, it's a nice guitar. The problem with this price range, and being a lesser known brand, is you're competing against the bog standard Yamaha, was it FG700 or 720, which you can get from Amazon for $1.99 free shipping, warranty and all that. So that's the problem with these unknown guitar makers trying to compete in that price range. I think if you're selling a guitar under 200, I think you've got a good chance. But once you get in the 200 range, you can get some Yamaha's, Alvarez, even Ibanez Artwood guitars in that price range. It's going to be difficult for an up-and-coming maker or brand to compete at that price range. But this is a really nice guitar, and the only thing I've had in my shop lately, similar in build and style, this particular concert cutaway, was a really nice Guild. So it sort of reaches towards a much nicer quality guitar than 200 will get you most of the time. I think it's really nicely done. I think it's got bone, nut and saddle. It certainly feels like bone, as opposed to plastic. So they're obviously trying to put together a higher end, nicer guitar to appeal to either a beginner that has a bit of money, or a player that wants to graduate up from one of the really cheap sort of beginner guitars. And this would do well. And it comes with a really nice padded wrench bag with the music pocket, and really nicely done backpack straps, which you see a lot of cases with the backpack straps, but they're not that plush. These are really nice thick straps that will feel good going over your back. They're just like a good quality backpack. Nice Cordura style bag. It's got the ranch design on it, so it's a really nice little package. I don't normally do reviews on one guitar. I normally try to get a couple together, but this came to me recently. I did a setup on it, and I thought it was worth showing and just sort of featuring this by itself. I particularly like the walnut, and I love the satin finish. I love satin finish guitars. I just think they sound, you get more wood sound, more resonance out of them. Sometimes the lacquer kills the sound going out of the box. So I really like, you know, sort of nice French polished or satin finished guitars, open pore finish sometimes they call them. They just look good to me and they sound good. I always feel like I sense that I can feel the guitar more when it's not like a thick paint or lacquer on the body. And it's a nice mahogany satin neck too, so you don't get caught up on it. It's very slick, nicely made. Now the downside of this is if you buy it, if you order one of these, you need to be able to do some setup work. And this one, I had to do not just the usual fret dressing and cleaning up of the ends, which were a bit sharp. I had 2 high frets out the box, so the guitar was buzzing in this region here. I think this fret here was high and this one here. So I had to strip down the guitar and get a fret rocker, find those frets, and then take them down and re-crown them to get everything level. Most people who buy a guitar are either not able or not going to want to do that. This would have been returned to the company. Luckily enough, you know, it was a relatively simple half-hour job for me, and you know, rather than dealing with a return hassle, you know, I just fixed it. So that's something that you should keep in mind, and that's always going to be a possibility if you buy guitars online, particularly from eBay or some of these budget online vendors. And of course a lot of them do have return policies, but you don't want to be in a situation where you're having to return a guitar once, twice, 3 times until you get one that's set up nicely. So it's always, I think, worth, if you're a serious guitar player, and you're going to be doing this for a while, is watching some of these many videos on YouTube that show you how to do a basic setup. And one of these days I'll get around to doing how I do my own. I think it's worth it to be able to adjust the saddle, to lower the action, to refile the nut slots, to do a truss rod adjustment, you know, to clean the frets up, polish the frets, level the frets if you have to, deal with high frets, any sort of tuning or tuner issues at the top end, stuff like that. Just very basic. You know, you could probably watch, you know, 3 to 5 how to set up a guitar video, get yourself a few basic tools, and then be able to feel confident about buying guitars from your local swap meet or jungle sale or you know, some budget online vendor, and you know, you can set them up. Of course you might run into a twisted neck and that will be a return situation, so that's always a risk as well. But this one came out really nicely. It'll make a great guitar for someone with a bit of work, and I really do like, you know, a guitar that has different sort of wood. So I'm enjoying this nice piece of walnut on the back. All the guitars on my rack at the moment are mahogany, linden. I think I've got one nice rosewood classical. You don't see walnut too often, so it's always nice to see a guitar made of exotic hardwood. And you know, this really nicely cut, slender, shallow bridge neck, neck mortise joint here is nice too, because you can get really high up into the cutaway section and play. So overall, a really nice guitar. You know, if you're looking for something that feels and plays like a $400 or $500 guitar, and you only want to spend $250, and you're willing to do a bit of setup, this is a good option. You get a nice bag with it. It's a nice setup, or it can be set up nicely, I should say. So there's another tip for you. That's what I'm here for. See you next time.